So that way we can put it on the LMS. And I am so glad that everybody is here. Today we're going to be talking about Canva and some of the fun things that you can do on Canva. And then we're going to work on building our digital classroom. Bitmoji is completely optional, so don't be freaked out if you're not a Bitmoji fan. I am a Bitmoji fan. I use my Bitmoji for everything. But if you are not about that Bitmoji life, don't tune out, because that's actually the last thing that we're going to do. But we're going to talk about ways that we can use it. So if you can, and Candy will put the sign-in link in the chat, or you can grab your phone and you can take a quick snap of that. Go ahead and sign in so we know you are here. Bitmoji is why Darlene is here, and I'm all about it. I'm so excited. I put my animation in here, but it didn't play automatically.
So Kelly, by taking a picture of that right there, is that signing in, or do I need to take the link and write in somewhere?
You need to take the link. Yeah. So do you have an iPhone? You have an iPhone, right, Tabitha?
I have an Android, Samsung.
Oh, I don't know how to help you. Click the link in the chat. Do that.
Yeah. Oh, in the chat. Okay.
Yeah. Deborah, Canvas is not part of the agenda. Canva is. So Canva is a creation tool.
So when I do the link, now what? I copy the link and go where?
You just click on the link, T.
Okay.
Just click on the link, it'll take you right to sign in.
To a Gear Up PD?
Just click.
Yeah, it should just be the sign in.
It'll be the sign in. Love Canva.
Me too, and all the little intricacies I've discovered that make that teaching life and designing life so much easier. I'm excited to share with y'all. All right, so Candy's got that in if you want the note-taking guide, this is the link. So I've got your screen kind of probably taken over. If you don't have two monitors like I do, you can, up at the top, where it says, like, it's a red button that says sharing, you can click exit full screen so that you can put me on the side, and then you can still have your note-taking guide. Just make a copy. You're not going to be able to edit with that link. Just make a copy of it, and then you can have your own and you can take your notes. If you have a printer handy, if you want to print it, you're more than welcome. But I'll make sure that this goes back in the chat at the end as well. So if you're a note taker, I encourage you to take notes. If you're not, I'm a note taker and I like the application piece. If you want to work and do the things that I'm doing kind of side by side, that's the way I work best. So feel free to, put me in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner, but if you want to put me in a computer corner, I'll let you this one time.
I'm sorry, but can you tell me again how to grab the note-taking guide? I have two monitors. I just was signing in, so I couldn't hear your instructions.
Yeah, Tabitha, it's in the chat. Go back to the chat. Candy just put it in.
Yeah, you can open it.
You can click there and then go to File, make a copy.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good, Teen.
Thanks.
Okay, so there are a couple of different ways that you can get a Canva account. In your note-taking guide, I went ahead and I put both. This is the note-taking guide. I put where you can just go canva.com for free account, canva.com/education. You can also create account. You get different tools if you create an education account. You do have to go through a verification process. Like you have to, give blood type and all kinds of things relating to affirming that you actually are an educator. So that takes a little bit longer, but one of the things that you can do with the education account is you can actually import from your classroom and have students in a team, which is kind of nice if you want to use Canva as a creation tool with your kids. So that's a fun thing. However, I give the disclaimer that you need to check with your district to make sure that with your technology department, make sure that it's okay, that it's not going to violate any rules. I'm a rule follower. Y'all know that. So once you log in, this is the login for education. When you sign up, remember how I told you that I'm already signed in, sorry. You'll have to do a lot when you sign up for the education, but it's worth it. So I am on my free account, and I want to show you guys, once you're signed in and you have your account, you can create teams. So teams is where it's kind of like a folder in Google, for those of you that are familiar with Google, where everyone can see everything, everyone can edit designs that you put into that team. So if you're a group of Gear Up coordinators, you guys can be on a team. If you're a department or a teaching team, you can create a team. So I'm going to show you how to create a team. So in your account, let me make this bigger so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, right? That's important. So in this top right corner where you've got probably your initials, you can click on that, and you want to go to account settings. So it's gonna give you all kinds of things. You want, over here, you want to go to billing and teams. Teams they're not gonna bill you for teams. They just happen to put everything here. So at the bottom of account settings, you go to create a new team. So I want to create a new team. And I'll created my team here, and now this is what you'll get when you create a new team. And so I want to, you can see in my folders, if I have things, I can add people. This is how you add people to your team. So I'm gonna add Candy. As a member, and I'm going to send her an invitation so she can be part of my team. She'll get an email on the other end, she can accept it, then you guys can collaborate together. So one of the great things that you can do when you're part of a team is you can create a brand. So your school logo, your Gear Up logo, whatever it is that you want, or if you have a theme for your classroom. Branding is really nice because you can go to brand, you can create a brand kit. You see this over on the left-hand side, and you can upload a logo. So you can upload your district logo. You can create a palette. So all of the colors that you regularly access, you can put there. So I'll show you, I'm gonna add a color, and you've got this, you can go kind of through the colors here, or if you know the color, that's the UT color, and I wanna add that. You can see that it's been added right there. So I'm gonna add a white contrast and then a black contrast. So now I have a palette, and this will be available anytime I make a design. So whatever color the design is, I can automatically put that in. So that's another perk of creating a team. Everybody will have access to brands, palettes, and any fonts that you want to upload. So that's kind of nice. All right, so we're gonna go and let's talk about general navigation in Canva. So I want to go home, and my problem when I'm in Canva is it's not a Canva issue, it's a me issue. I kind of have a vision in my head of maybe what I want, and so I start to create it on my own. and then my vision gets kind of muddled. So what I found to be most successful for me is to find a template and then make adjustments to a template. So they have templates for just about anything. If you want something specifically geared for school, there's even a school group. So things that, you know, you might most commonly use in an education setting. You can do social media posts, which is great. I use it a lot to make flyers. I've been using it a lot recently for menus, like selection menus that we'll send out to teachers and put links and stuff in. I think that it's common for, you know, teachers to want to create posters for their classrooms. There's even ways to do animation. Do you guys have any questions so far? Is everybody good with where we're at right now?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Gina.
When you're done making any of these things, are they, what are they? Are they PDF? Are they, what are they downloaded as so I can import them into Canvas?
So you can decide. Let's create something really quickly and I'll show you what that can look like. Okay. Cheryl, what's your question?
Kelly, I know that one of my teachers are having a lot of time, it was signing up, and so I was going to work with him. Oh, but he got it to work. But I wanted you to go back and just kind of explain to the teachers why Canva is important and what they can use, all the applications they can use it for, all of these wonderful little thingies, if you would, please.
Yeah, any kind of graphic. Any kind of graphic. You can do presentations. Candy loves you doing presentations. So the intro that I had, that's a presentation. I created a presentation in Canva. And so there's anything that you want to, you know, really have a pop graphically, that's what you can use Canva for.
You can also, like on the Gear Up Hustle, all of the presentations were made using Canva. Like you can do background slides and you can do hyperdocs too, like for your lessons. And Kelly's going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit.
Miss Letney, you had a question. I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm looking at
No,
this.
that's okay.
Not be able to see it.
Can students join for free and use the poster aspect to make posters?
It is for free. So when you do an education account, you can add students. There's a disclaimer that under 13, they have to get parent permission, I believe. So if you teach high school, it's probably safe. However, just check with your technology and your admin team is what I would recommend.
Kelly, I can say that during our summer program this summer, we had 20 interns and they all used, we had them get their account on Canva and they all created a vision board with their goals and their career aspirations, and all was wonderful. They loved it. They were able to use it right away, Miss Letney. Same day that they signed in, they did it.
Yep, it's easy. The education account, I don't think is the same as a pro account. So there's more stuff available with pro, but education has a little bit more. And you can add students, you can create a class.
Account, not even pro, it's just the free account.
Yep. All right, so how about we design something real quick? Yay. Let's, this is one that this is my new joy. So Google Classroom header, and it doesn't even have to be in Google. So if you're Canvas, whatever you use, you can use these. I'll just show you how to do it. So I Googled what I had in my head that I wanted, and I come up with all of these designs. So I just kind of go with one that strikes my fancy. And I think I'm going to do this one, the one that says math. So now that I've got the design here, all of these elements I can edit, which is nice. So I can change this to Miss Taylor's class, obviously, huge mungus, but the editing is really easy because you can just, it drags and adjusts automatically. And then all you have to do is reposition. I like this, but I want to change the color. So up here in the top left, I'm like, which left and right? It's that late in the day, y'all. You can change, this is where your colors are gonna come into play. And when you hit a color up here, you'll get the menu, or remember that palette that I put in? I could just change it to my palette. And you see how elements start to change? You can see that little flower right there is changing. If I don't like this, I can either crop it and it'll let me adjust. Maybe I don't want all of that. Or I can flip it if I don't like the direction. Or if I don't like it at all, it's easy. I just grab it and I drag it off. Editing is extremely easy in Canva. If I decide that I kind of like this background, but I want to add, so anything that you want to add, all of these little pieces, these are called elements. So over here on the far left, this is where you can change all the things. I want to add a line maybe underneath my name. It drops it right in. I can adjust the size. I can adjust right up here the color. I can go with the document colors that are already there, or if I want to change it, I can. Okay, so any elements that I want to add, I can search. So let's say that I want to add a computer. I'll search for a computer. So you have things that are free, and then you see this little crown that says Pro. So the Pro account is things that you would pay for. I don't like paying for things. I like free. So I can actually take this and I don't want to do that. Where's my filter? Why isn't my filter here? There should be a filter. So, but you can hover over them and see what's free and what's not. You should be able to filter. But whenever I decide that I want something, all I have to do is take it and drag it.
Okay.
Okay, pretty easy. I can change the color. I'm gonna put it pink. I don't know why. Doesn't look good. There we go. Maybe I decided that I don't like the background on this. Click on background. And just like that, I can change the background. So editing is super easy. So now, let's say I've got my design exactly the way I want it. I'm gonna go up here to the top right and I'm gonna download. So when I click download, it's gonna ask me what my file type wants to be. You have options. It always tells you what's suggested, and I am gonna keep this for a PNG for what I wanna do. But most of the time when I download, I do a PDF standard, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, Gina? So I'm gonna download this as a, let me change this. Right up here, right by where it says try Canva Pro, that's where you can change the name of your file. You see, I just changed it to Taylor. Change it to test, whatever I want. So I'm gonna download this as a PNG. It's gonna take a hot second, and it's gonna go, I have everything set to go into my downloads. So I'll save it there. And now when I go into my Google Classroom or my Canva account, or I'm sorry, my Canvas, it's easy to drop in and upload it as a PNG. What I just discovered yesterday, y'all, learning new things all the time, is when I have a Google form. So Google Forms are the bane of my existence. I love them because they keep me organized, but editing them and making them the colors that I want stress me out. Canva to the rescue, because when I go in to customize my theme, I can choose my header. I want to upload, browse my files. I'm going to put my test in. It looks beautiful. And it actually adjusts my colors to be complementary to the header that I put in, which I was super excited about. So in Google Classroom, I'm not as familiar with Canvas, but everything that I understand is it works similarly. I'm going to show you guys, you can use that same thing in your classroom. So Canvas and Google look a lot alike. You've got a header. So you can see I was playing with this yesterday. I can select my, nope, upload my photo from my computer, and I'll put my test. So the theory should be the same with Canvas, is you should be able to just pull your PNG for like your headers and stuff and set up your theme that way. So what questions do you have about Canva? Super, super easy. Play with it. Don't get caught in the weeds like me, but click, drop, change, rotate, super easy. Candy is actually our Canva Pro. So yes, Darlene.
Can you insert a link like you can in a HyperDoc?
Yes, thank you for asking. Woo, look at you go. Okay, so I'm gonna show you one that I have built already. So this is something that I created to share with my districts. And so all of these things are hyperlinked.
Okay.
So if I want to add a link to the note-taking guide, okay? I'm going to come in and I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go right back to this. I'm going to highlight the text that I want to hyperlink. And then right up here at the top right, you see that there's a little link right here. Click link, paste, apply. And now it's hyperlinked. It works. That easy. So when you're printing something like this, or you want to download something like this and you want to keep your hyperlinks working, when you download, don't do it as a PDF print. I go with a PDF standard. I'll download that. We'll save it on my computer. It'll open it up. I'm gonna make sure that I don't send this back out. And then now it's a fully functioning PDF and all of my links go right where I need them to. Does that help, Darlene? Perfect. All right, what other questions do we have? Pretty easy stuff.
A quick tip too, when you're working in presentations, for teachers, you can create like short introductions to your lesson, or get some content slides, and you can download it as an MP4, and then you can embed it into your Google Slides or in your Canva as a video. So you can create like short little videos there. So that's just another helpful little thing you can do to make your presentations a little bit more interactive.
And Candy, do you record your audio in Canva or do you do it on the other side?
I use an extension. That's just easiest for me.
All right, so I want you guys to think about something that you want to create. And we're going to transition over to a digital classroom, our Bitmoji Classroom. But I use Canva a lot in my elements for my Bitmoji Classroom. Okay, and I'll show you how. So let me show you our Bitmoji Classroom that I created. So there you go. This is our Bitmoji Classroom. This is all 5 of us, all of the educator outreach team. And each one of these elements is hyperlinked because when we're thinking about how to use a digital classroom, we want accessibility for our students. So even though we meet and we're talking, more than likely when you walk away, you're going to be like, wait a minute, I remember she said I should do this, or I should go here, or what were we even doing? So you want to make this an accessibility point, and a place where your students can access you without actually accessing you. So for us, we have a place to register for Gear Up PD. This was created in Canva. These are my norms for online learning. So if at any point somebody's in my classroom, my virtual classroom, and they're not sure about what my rules are, or I need to reference my rules, they're always accessible because I've hyperlinked this and I can pull up this as an anchor chart as a reminder. Everything is linked for use. So my clock is my agenda. And when I talk to my kids and I present this to my kids, I'm going to say, if you're ever wondering what we're going to be doing today, you go and you click the link. Go and look at the clock because that's where our agenda is. And you can put your agenda, your daily agenda. So lots of ways that you can use your digital classroom, but let's talk about how to actually build this bad boy. Okay. So I'm going to do this in slides. Candy prefers to do hers in Canva. You can do it in Canva. You can do it in PowerPoint. It all essentially works the same way. We're just going to go over some of the basic stuff and then you can kind of have fun building yours. So first thing I'm going to do is I've got a clean presentation here and I'm going to get rid of this. So I've got a clean slate. The first thing I want to do is add my background. So I go to background and I want to do a Google image search. If you have something in your computer, something that you know that you want to use, by all means, go ahead and do it. Just in case you missed how I did that, I went to background up here in my navigation. I went to choose image and then Google image search. So I'm going to search for floor and wall background. And you can, I mean, there's some that have the actual classroom. You get to decide. I started one with, I liked that it had like a plant. And then I got stressed out because I couldn't move the plant. So you decide what fits your design palette, ultimately. I tend to like, I'm a basic kind of girl. So I went with, I'm going to select what I want. I like the gray walls and the gray floors. And then I'm going to go to insert. And lo and behold, there you go. I've got my background. Now I'm ready to start building my classroom. So I want to add furniture. Tip that I've discovered, if you are planning on using your Bitmoji, when you're thinking about your furniture, add a chair or something to sit in. Maybe add a window or a door, because it's hard to find normal standing Bitmojis. Like all of my standing Bitmojis are doing weird things, but I can find generally calm ones that are sitting or like half of my body popping out and waving. So do yourself a favor. It'll make make things easier later. So I want to add a chair. So I'm gonna go to insert image and I'm gonna search the web. And I'm gonna have this web box that's gonna pop up. The key to searching for, yes, Darlene.
Did you just get a Bitmoji off of images or did you create your own?
I created my own and I'm gonna tell you how to do it just a little bit.
Thank you. That's what I do not know how to do.
Okay. You're actually gonna need your phone for that, so keep your phone handy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add a chair. So when you're adding furniture, any elements really, start with transparent. Can I spell? Transparent chair. Let's see what I get. So decide your aesthetic. Do you want something a little bit more realistic? Do you want something more clip arty? You have to decide on your aesthetic. But once you see one that you like, it's pretty easy to just drag and drop. Obviously my chair is too big, so I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna resize it. And in my head, I think that I want it over on this side of my classroom, but it looks kind of weird, like I'm facing the wall. And we're teachers, we don't ever face the wall because we don't ever trust our children. We always want to be facing them. So I want to do a little bit of formatting. So up here in the middle, I'm going to go to Format Options, Size and Rotation. And I'm going to flip this. And now it's facing the other direction. Okay, so Format, Flip, Format, Size and Rotation, and then Flip. And, you know, if at any point you want to figure out what things should do, you can, that's what it looks like when you rotate it. Some of these elements, like I don't want a pink chair. I might be able to go to recolor and I can actually change the color of my chair. So that's kind of fun. Think about your aesthetic, think about your design and what you want to do. Okay. So
you can also click on the object and right click and it'll give you all the format information on the right hand side.
yes, absolutely. All right, so we're good with how to add furniture. I'm not going to do it all because I want to honor y'all's time, and I know I'm keeping an eye on the clock and I want to be able to answer your questions. So I want to add a whiteboard. So I'll go back and I'll see. I'm going to go with a whiteboard. And I'll try this one, see what it looks like. Pretty easy. If you like that one, you can leave it there. I will tell you that I felt like this one was a little bit too clip arty for me, so I decided to create my own. So I used shapes. So I'm going to insert a shape. I'm going to do a rectangle. I'm going to put my whiteboard right here. And to make it look more like a whiteboard, because right now it just doesn't really pop, I want to create a border weight. So now I've created a border, and I can even change the color of my border, but now it stands out a little bit more on my wall. So border weights are a good thing to really kind of frame and make things stand out. And we'll do that again in just a few minutes. Okay.
Kelly, are you just, okay, so you're on the Google search, but I'm trying to do follow along. And when I like I looked for whiteboard, I'm just doing copy paste, but is there a specific way I need to be doing it? Because it doesn't do, and I'm looking for the transparent ones and it's not taking off the back.
Some of them won't. And that honestly, with the whiteboard, that's why I created my own, because some of them don't. Yeah, Candy says try to search for PNG. That might help also. Transparent is usually what I use. So right here, Candy, PNG.
Yes, I was muted. Yes, you can also search whiteboard PNG. And so PNG essentially are images that don't have backgrounds.
And then Mary, just to answer your question, if I find something that I like, I just drag and drop. You don't even have to copy and paste it. You can just drag and drop.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. See, you
good?
The Google search within slides, and I'm going to Google to, okay.
Make your life easier, girl. All right, so now let's say I've spent all the time putting my furniture where I want it. Now I want to think about the accessible elements for my students. And I want to use my anchor chart that I created in I'm going to use my norms. Okay, so I could go back into Canva if I wanted to. Might as well go ahead and do that. Let's see if I can find it. So new discovery a couple weeks ago. I'm late to the game, apparently. Candy was like, how did you not know that? was the screenshot on a Mac. And there's a snipping tool if you're a PC. You just go down to the menu and search in the tools for snipping tool. There's not a snipping tool on a Mac, but there is. And it's Alt-Shift-4. And so this essentially will take a screenshot of whatever I want. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back into my classroom, and I'm going to paste this in. So now this is a poster on my wall. This is how an easy way to create posters on your wall. If you really want to recreate a classroom environment, this is an easy way to do it, things that you've already created. And again, I'm going to create a border so it stands out, a frame. I mean, I could change the color if I wanted to. It matches my chair. Yep, Command-Shift-4 is the, Candy put it in the chat, so perfect. And then I want to hyperlink this.
Is that print screen, or how did you get that image?
It was something that I created.
Yes. But you a print screen from there, or?
Are you a Mac or a PC?
PC.
Okay, so go to your tools. And it's a snipping tool. Snipping tool will open up. Just have whatever you want.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay, got it.
Yep, snipping tool. Perfect. Mel said there's a way to create things in Canva without having to pay for the pro. Yeah, this is just create lots of things without doing pro. Okay, so that's what I was doing. I was trying to link this. So you can pull them from your Canva. You can download them. You can get a link. I put everything in my Google Drive, so I have it safe and sound, and it's easy to share. So I want to take this, and I'm going to get the link. See, I've got everything in my Google Classroom, and I want to get the link for this. So I'm going to get my shareable link. Copy. If you need a tutorial on how to copy things from Google, let's talk in a little bit. So I'm going to go here. This is what I want to link. I'm going to select the element that I want to link. And here it is, right here. Up in your navigation, your toolbar, there's an insert link. And I'm going to paste it. And now it's a hyperlink. I just created a hyperlink in my classroom. So now when I want my students to kind of click on all the things, that's how they do it. So on my whiteboard, I want to put my agenda for the day. I want to tell my students step by step what they should be doing. So I'm going to insert a text box here. And now I'm going to tell them read chapter 1. I want them to create a mind map and then discuss in well, Google Meets. Y'all use Meets, Zoom, whatever it is. So now I put all of these things. I could create a hyperlink so they could go read chapter 1. If you have a digital copy, you can link it so they can access it easily. If you want them to create a mind map, they can link to a copy of whatever it is that you want them to do, or a sample. Right here, you could put hyperlink, just use the link like I showed you. Where'd it go? There it is. And you could link your Google Meet. So anything that you want them to do, they can link it in so that without you, they'll know exactly what to do and how to access it. The whole point of your classroom is to have an access point, okay? So you do all the things, you build it how you want. Tell me what questions you have about designing and linking.
Hey, Kelly,
Yeah.
The teachers at our high school use Google Classroom. So
Mhm.
if they were doing the mind map, let's say they have it already listed as their assignment on Google Classroom, can
Huh?
they just go ahead and link to the classroom, or would it be
Yep.
better to
They
link?
could, or if it's in their Google, if it's in their Google Classroom, it's also in their Drive. So unless, if they put the assignment in Classroom to automatically make a copy, then I would just probably link it to the assignment or the Classroom,
Mhm. Because that
because
would,
that's one of the things they can do. Is
right.
just they make a copy for themselves.
Okay.
Yep, that's exactly what I would do. So, are you guys comfortable with the design piece? I want to show you how to use it, but I don't want to skip the Bitmoji because I know that that's what we're excited about. Okay.
Another thing too, if you want to save, like if you find all of these really neat classroom elements and you want to save them, you can save them in your Google Keep. And so on the right hand of your screen, there's that little Google Keep sign, and then you can just add them into your classroom too. Like if you find all this great stuff, but not sure if you want to use it yet, you can kind of just save it to your Google Keep too.
Yep. Pop right up. Good tip.
Wait,
All right,
I'm sorry. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Where was the Google Keep at?
Right on my screen, it's right over here on the right side,
Okay.
the far right. If you use it frequently, I don't think it automatically pops there, does it, Candy? Does it live there? Okay.
Yes, it lives there.
Candy says it lives there.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, it
just
lives there.
to open the panel up.
Okay, yeah. I just use it
Okay.
a lot, so I didn't know if it was like weird on mine. But yeah, you can pop it up, and it's easy
And
to
it's
drag
the-
things over into Keep.
And it's the yellow looking
Yes,
light bulb
the little
thing?
light bulb.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay,
That's
thank
exactly
you.
what it is. Yeah. Okay. Other design
Also a
questions
question-
before we talk
Sorry,
Bitmoji?
go.
Yes, go.
A question just about erasing the background. So if you do find an image and it has a background, you can use something like Photoshop, but there's also a free app if you have an iPad that I really like to use. It's really easy. It's called Magic Eraser, and you can upload any image on there, and then you just erase all of the background and save it as an image. So that's just a free app that's very helpful.
Don't do what I do, and I just call Candy and say, Candy, can you fix this for me? Because that's usually what I do. Perks. Okay, so Bitmoji. Darlene, it was you that wanted to know how to create a Bitmoji, right? Okay, so do you have an iPhone or an Android? Also, you're muted.
I have an iPhone. I dropped it.
It's all right. They're a little bit more sturdier now. Okay, so you need to go to the App Store. And you just need to type in Bitmoji in the App Store.
Got it?
And you're gonna get something that looks kind of like this.
Yes.
Yep, that's the app that you want. Go ahead and install. So it's gonna walk you through, Darlene, step by step, how to actually set up your Bitmoji. It's gonna take a little bit of time, so I want you to do that after we're done. And I'll give you my contact information, and if you still need help setting it up, we'll do it. But I want to show everybody how to use the Bitmoji in Chrome, okay? So everybody knows, so you have to set up your Bitmoji on your phone. You cannot set Bitmoji up on your computer. Yes, ma'am.
When I tried to do this before, it wanted me to download Snapchat and go through Snapchat. Do I have to do that?
You shouldn't have to.
Okay, well,
You should be able to like hit ignore or
okay.
cancel or something.
On
All right.
mine, it asked me if I want to do Snapchat or email. And so I went to email.
Email.
Okay.
To create your account.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's assume that you've got your Bitmoji created. Everything's perfect, your hair, your lips, your eyes. You're amazing. You need to know how to use it in Chrome. So this is kind of a, I don't know how long it's been available. I started seeing all the Bitmoji rage around June. And that's when I discovered that you can get an extension in Chrome for a Bitmoji. So I uninstalled it so I can do this process with you. So there's lots of ways that you can get to your Chrome, the Chrome store. I do it by clicking on these little 3 buttons right up here in the very top right. And I want to get more tools and then extensions. So when I go to extensions, I'm going to go to the Chrome Web Store. You can also just open up a window and search Chrome Web Store. There's lots of easier ways to do things. I'm going to tell you right now, I have my systems and that's how I do it. So in your Chrome Web Store, Candy, I could put this in the chat, right?
Yes.
Copy. If you need it, there you go. I'm just going to search Bitmoji. And it pops up right there, and I'm going to add it to Chrome. Okay, I'm going to add the extension. And then it's going to pop up and you're going to have to put your account information in. So whatever email, however you logged in on your phone, you log in here and it'll pull up your avatar, and your Bitmoji now exists in Chrome. And you can access your Bitmoji in almost everything that you do. Okay, so I go to my email. Do I have my email open? Let me open up my email. I can even use my Bitmoji in my Gmail. You can see I never, Bitmoji for Gmail is ready to go. So never email me on my Gmail. Don't judge me. So see down here, I got my Bitmoji. She's ready to rock and roll. All right, so I've got my Bitmoji. She's here, she exists. Now I want to, why isn't she here? Sorry, y'all. She was supposed to pop up. Help me, Candy. How do I add it here? It's always there. I forget.
Go to the little puzzle piece.
Thank
and then
you.
It's gonna be right there. You're welcome. And pin it.
Pin it. Thank you. It's always there. I forget about that piece. Okay, so now I've got my Bitmoji extension here. So I can pull her in and do whatever I want. Remember I told you that it's good to have a chair. You can put her or him, whoever it is, sitting. I'm gonna search for me waving. And then all I have to do is drop me in. So reasons that you would use your Bitmoji is, again, just to make it more welcoming, make your classroom more welcoming. You can infuse your Bitmoji into lots of different things. You can create stickers. Candy put in the chat that you can copy and paste it. Yes, you can use it for feedback in Google Docs. So once they're used to seeing you, you can put yourself in lots of different ways and lots of different situations. And then I'm gonna crop out all the extra stuff. And I can adjust how big I want myself. And then if I want to put, let's see. I want to, now I can put myself just hanging out in the chair. I'm a little bit too big for that chair, however. So you just adjust and play. All right, what questions do you have for us?
I have a question. I'm trying, it's been a couple of weeks since I messed with my Bitmoji in my classroom, but I'm trying to upload my syllabus. I'm in a Windows. I'm trying to upload my syllabus from a Google slide into, I just want the link into my classroom. I don't remember how to do that.
You want to put your syllabus into your Google Classroom?
Yes, ma'am. As a kind of like link it, like you did with your poster, but it's
like a hyperlink?
Yeah. I don't remember how to hyperlink a slide.
I'm trying to understand.
So on your picture right now, you've got slide 1 over on the left-hand side.
Right.
So if I were to just have a slide that has my syllabus there, and I want that syllabus to be hyperlinked into my classroom, I don't have my classroom showing. I'm looking at just my syllabus in a Google slide.
If you want to link your slides together, so you would link to slides in a presentation and then click that slide number. If you want to do that, like keep it on the same presentation, but link it to your presentation. Is that what you're talking about?
Or you just want to know how to put this into your Google Classroom?
That, Kelly.
Okay. So what I have found to be so let me go to my classroom. I know I opened it at some point. Here we go. So I did this in 2 different ways. You can just go to share something and click on add. And you can either do a file or link it, do a web link, or you can go directly from your Google Drive. If you're in Classroom, I would just link it from your Google Drive. I think that that's probably the easiest way to do it. One thing, you can do it as a PDF and all of the links will still work, or you can just put in the slide and just make sure that nobody can edit it when you're sharing.
Okay, no, okay. That
So I'm still not answering.
No, sorry. I thought what you were asked, or what you had asked me, was what I was trying to do. I'll figure it out. I don't want to take up the time.
Are you trying to link your Google Classroom into your syllabus?
No, I'm trying to do the opposite. I want to put my syllabus into my, and I can share my Google Classroom that I'm trying to put it into. I'm trying to get like a sticky note on my, what do you call it, whiteboard, and have my syllabus, when I click on it, it'll have a hyperlink to my actual syllabus. So like,
so if I have another slide, is it on a separate slide, or is it in the same presentation, or a separate slide?
Separate slide, totally separate Google slide.
Okay. Let me see. We're going to try something here. Okay. What if you were to just take that, copy that presentation, and I'm gonna try to link. Now it's a hyperlink that way.
Okay.
Does that, and then I'll open that different slide. Does that answer?
Okay.
That,
I will try that. I didn't think about that. I was just trying to make sure that if I click on the URL, I didn't know if clicking on the URL would work to link it like you just did. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
yeah, and you can, but you can also do like a picture, or, you know, it doesn't have to be text. It could be anything that you want to do it on. You know, you could have a picture of your syllabus there as a reminder that that's where they needed to go to click. So you can do it in lots of different ways. But if you feel like that didn't answer your question, I want you to call me or shoot me an email, and you and I can work together to make sure that we get it figured out.
No, I think what you just did with the copying the URL, I just didn't know if that would actually work or not.
Okay.
Thank you,
Cool.
ma'am.
Yeah, you got it. All right, lots to digest, lots of information. We're at the end of the day. What burning questions do you have that myself or Candy honestly can probably answer?
I want to ask you a quick question, but I don't want you to take a long time with it. When I was creating the Bitmoji, then it took me to where I could do available a Bitmoji keyboard or dictation, etc. So when I clicked Bitmoji keyboard, it said, attention, Bitmoji may be able to collect all the text you type, including personal data such as passwords and credit card numbers. So I didn't do it. I canceled because I didn't want that out there. But I didn't know what a Bitmoji keyboard was anyway.
So when you send a text,
Uh-huh.
right? So I'm going to send a text.
Uh-huh.
If I have my Bitmoji keyboard, then I can, of course, mine doesn't want to come up, but I can send my Bitmoji in text messages.
Oh.
That's what that's doing. If you don't think that you're going to use it on your phone, then you don't have to allow it.
Okay.
I quite frankly kind of live by the theory that I'm not that interesting, and if they want to read all of my stuff, then they can. But
yeah, no, I don't do that anyway. So thank you.
No,
but,
yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
I'll cancel it. Thank you.
All right. So
Kelly, I had a question real quick.
Yep.
You had all of the separate Bitmojis from all of the coaches.
Yeah.
Did they just upload them themselves individually? How did you get their Bitmoji?
No, they actually sent them to me in a text message, and
Okay.
I just saved them, some of them I just did a drag and drop, but you can also just save them as files, and then you can import them that way.
Okay, thanks.
You got it. All right, so if you have any questions, my information is down here at the bottom of your screen. Text me, call me, shoot me an email. I am happy to help with anything that you need. I want you to give it a try, see what you come up with. I'm excited to see if you guys want to share with me. I would love to see what you do with it. I think it's a lot of fun to use, and I saw a post. So there's a Bitmoji group on Facebook, and they are some amazing people that are doing some amazing things. But one of the parents that's also a teacher, that's an elementary person, was like, you know, I see my high schooler and she just rolls her eyes when she sees the Bitmoji. And I was like, sister, high schoolers are going to roll their eyes no matter what you do. So just have fun with it. That's the mantra that I live by. No matter what, just have fun with it. So I encourage you all to do that. My children are like vultures right now. They are like descending in on me. It's ridiculous. You don't have a shirt on. Get out of here. So Candy, what did you put in the text real quick?
Just our Tech Tools website. So we are going to put the recording of this on our website. So if you want to revisit it, you can do it that way. And then we're also going to post the recording on the LMS. So if teachers didn't get to come today, they can also take the course on the LMS.
Perfect. And did everybody get a chance to sign in? I don't know if you want to put that back in there also, Candy. Y'all have fun. Go create. Have fun, have fun, have fun. and let me know if y'all need anything. Thank y'all so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You
Thank
were
you.
great. Thanks a
Bye,
lot.
y'all.
Bye,
Bye.
Kelly. Thanks.
Kelly.
Bye.
All good. All right, y'all. I'm going to end this potty. Darlene, you let me know if you need anything, okay?
Great job, Cal.
Bye, y'all.
Good job. Thanks.